We are back. Wide body, still going. Now we are moving to the front of this vehicle. We have done the rear. It's come out very nice. Now we do have this right here. Could not be helped. There is some material from here to here missing. So there's gonna need to be some body work done right here. But I mean, that is what it is, especially when this is all one color. You really won't see that, but there's some material missing, and you can kind of see how they misjudged the cut in here compared to this side. This tab is longer from here to here, and this is shortened up, whereas on the other side, this tab from here to here is shorter, and this is not cut correctly. So that'll be done, but it's no big deal. Like I said before, wide bodies aren't perfect anyway, but I mean, SOS, Oscar and them do a fucking phenomenal job, and the kits they use are phenomenal as well, but they have a fucking awesome team. If I was even a state over, maybe even if I was even 2 states over, this car would be at SOS getting done. But I don't trust anybody here in this area to handle this kit, but I will trust them to do the body work post, and I will deal with any minuscule things that I might not think are right myself. So this is what we're working on today, this front fender. Now what we are running into is that this piece and this piece in separate pieces, like being attached, are not lining up when it comes to here. So what I am going to do is get the fender and the bumper piece aligned, drilled and attached together, not on the car. So I'm gonna attach them best I can lined up here. Now, of course, in here, you'll have some more body work that'll be done to kind of make this smooth out. But as long as this line right here meets up, is one of my priorities. Another one of my priorities is to try to make sure this line here is as non-disturbed as it can be. And especially when it gets on, that's another priority, because that also right there, I would rather work be done on this side to get this line correct than work trying to be done up here with all these multiple angles other than building up or whatever the case is. And then we'll move and get the whole fender fitted and hopefully be able to flex it some in here and get it attached. And then that front will be done. If that does work without any type of bullshit, because I've already forewarned my wife that if this shit doesn't go right, she's gonna have to deal with me the rest of the day sulking. But if this does go right, then we move to the driver's side, apply the same method. And then if that's the case, the wide body kit is officially attached and completely installed, awaiting body work. And then from there, we go into a whole nother shit fest of phases. But this is the last portion. Getting this on. I have the carbon chin. I haven't put that on yet. Really not concerned with it yet. I need to get this together first. And so let's get going. So I got the 2 pieces attached right here. All right, they are attached together, fixed as good as splitting this, making this line the priority, this leveled up the priority. Of course, this will have to have some build up, which you might not be able to really tell in the shot, but you know, in person you see what needs to happen. And this line right here, sacrifice just a tad to mate these up, which this will have to have a little sand or some body work or whatever the case is. But this is where we're running into this issue, is that this is not coming back to meet this. So on its own, without some tension on it, and when you put the tension on it, then you have this gap up here. So what I am going to do is work it as good as I can and get it attached as well as I can with tape to hold it in place, drill the holes, and then kind of, I'm gonna use the word, force it into, I'm gonna force it into place And then what I plan to do is hopefully I can get everything attached and it will kind of settle in from there. Maybe even once I get some of this tape removed and kind of start moving around a little bit, it actually might settle in place. So I am going to move the tape some and try that out. Whew, got it. So there's not gonna be much forcing here. I'll just be able to push down in there like that and get it to sit. I went ahead, got this one in here pretty lined up, pretty good and straight with this edge, which is priority. Try to break that difference. Make sure you have a nice little edge right here where they kind of made up. Now I have good gap right here to where it's not crooked, because I've seen in some situations where this can be pointed up that way. So that's pretty straight, and I have my distance from the retainer to the panel. Now that I have that anchor point in, I'm gonna go ahead and probably do this anchor point next, and then I'll go ahead and drill all of these holes. So that is an important step that I have learned while doing this kit, is even when you get into place, the panel's in the place where you think they should be, and you've played around with it enough to where you're like, I'm gonna send it. Take key points to areas that may shift the most, drill that hole where you want that to be, affix your well nut, whatever you're using, then go to that next point. So find like 2, maybe 3 points before you go ahead and start drilling all the pilot holes for the remainder of the hardware. Because what could happen is if you go ahead and you just start drilling holes and nothing is fixed aside from being taped on, because remember, tape flexes. It might hold within tolerance, but it flexes. So once you go to put pressure to drill, your holes could be shifting thousandths of an inch every time, which will equal up to like 1/10 of an inch, and then shit doesn't fit. So I've learned that. Take the time, drill those anchor points. Got the entire panel drilled out, all the holes right there. And now it's time to drill out the body the rest of the way, put the nuts in there, the inserts, and then go ahead and get this done. Practice also that I realized to do is take a Sharpie, mark those holes right off, because somewhere in the back one time I missed a hole and had to completely remove the panel in order to go back, drill it all the way out, do all that stuff. So go back through the fender, mark them with a Sharpie, straight line through each hole. That way you know you hit each one, so you don't have to do triple, double work, all right? Finally, it is on. There we go. Wide body. Passenger side is complete from front to rear. So I'm gonna do the driver's side another time. Finna spend some time with the baby and the family. So you know what I say, just build it. Peace.